What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 4, NHL 25, Pittsburgh Penguins Franchise Mode Series. As always, thank you so much for supporting the last episode. If you can leave a thumbs up on this one as well, I'd really appreciate it. As you guys can see, we're currently 5-1 there in the preseason. Before I show you guys who won the Stanley Cup last year, I gotta say, big spoiler warning, as we went off into summer and got Quinn Hughes, 96 overall. I mentioned how him and Cale Makar are the two cheat codes in this game. So even if we do, or when we do rebuild, I've seen some people say I could maybe like trade him for, a king's ransom. I feel like Quinn Hughes is the guy you rebuild a team around. He's still only 28. Speaking of Makar, the Avalanche actually went on and won a Stanley Cup last year. So I think this Penguins team might have one more in them. I asked you guys last episode, should we try and go for it once more? This team actually did make the playoffs once again. Unfortunately, their first round exit. So it really surprised me when literally every single player came back. Like even 42-year-old Marc-Andre Fleury was down to a 77, did not retire. Sid's back, Malkin, Ovi, Kadri, even for that matter, Kopitar, Ben Foligno. I saw someone comment saying, oh, this team's the old folks home, and I gotta agree. Like, look at this line. We got the 42-year-old Ovechkin there playing with Sid and DeBrincat. I asked you guys again if we should rebuild right now, and I feel like it was kind of a mix. Some people said yes, other people said go for it. So what I'm thinking is we'll probably just keep the team as they are, and come trade deadline, if we're in a playoff spot, then we'll try and add and make one more cup run. But if we're outside of a playoff spot, then I'll just start the fire sale. I'm sure I mentioned to you guys Caleb Denoye there, I think, having a big chance this season playing third line left wing. I also really like the fourth line here, the all-captain line with Ben, Kopitar, Foligno. Should mention too, Malkin there has moved down to 2C. Defensively, we got Quinn Hughes on the top pair, obviously leading the way, playing with Byram. And then got Carlson, Pettersson on the second, and then Gustin, Letang on the bottom. I think too, like this might be the year, honestly, a bunch of guys retire. Letang here's got top 6 potential. Carlson here does still have top 4, so I think we could probably trade him, but you then go to Ovechkin, Crosby, they're both top 9. Malkin's a top 9. Ben there's bottom 6. Kopitar top 9. Foligno's AHL, so usually when the potential starts to drop off a cliff, that means they're about to retire. In terms of the goaltenders as well, like this is insane. So Ivan Kovic and Blomqvist, 90 and 89. This is a big reason why I think we should just go for it, as we literally can't rebuild with two goalies that are this good. And one kind of worry I have too, let's say like we trade Blomqvist after this season, as you guys said, just keep these two together, see who does better, is what happens if like we play terrible and Ivan Kovic actually drops in rating. I don't know if like we should trade both of them away. Definitely, a tough spot to be in, because unfortunately in this game, goaltender rating is essentially just tied to your teams. It doesn't really recognize just a goalie being good or a bad team in front of them. Even if they have a decent save percentage, their wins aren't there, goals against are high, they'll drop in rating. And in terms of power play for this team, guys, I feel like it's still looking pretty stacked with Quinn Hughes at the quarterback now, and of course you got all those vets and DeBrincat up front. Only a +2 though. Power play 2 here, you got Caleb Denoye in the bumper slot. I'm hoping again he can be a good rookie for us. Obviously, will be a big part of our future. Four-mans are both looking solid chemistry-wise. PK, we got the two guys who picked up last year, the deadline, and Kopitar, Coleman leading the way. Again, you look through this team, like the average age has to be 35. I think the average speed on this team is probably 81 if we're lucky. So they're old, they're slow, but they have that leadership, that experience, the talent still there. So curious to see what happens. AHL-wise, we got some guys coming up. Mrazov there, Elian, both 80s. We got the Grieva twins, one we signed, the other we traded for. I actually already forget because I think I got one name different. Sam O'Reilly there again, I mentioned, hoping it could be a future player for us. Tanner Howe as well, already 77 at 21. Looks like he might be a guy. Defensively too, we got Pickering there, we got Brunick on the come up. And then goaltending for AHL, we actually have Akhtamov here, 83 overall at 25. If we do trade away Blomqvist, we definitely have a good backup, Ivan Kovic. But like I said, I just don't know what to do with that goalie spot because we're rebuilding. It might, destroy his rating. Hopefully it doesn't, but there definitely is a risk of that. Speaking of, though, guys, for Ivan Kovic here, I want to set his goal for the season to be win the Calder Trophy. I accidentally made it win the Vezina. All right, I guess we're just asking a lot for him. I feel like if he wins the Calder, though, that's got to be, still good points there. And I was going to say, too, with Quinn Hughes, because he always seems to be, up there in scoring. His goal for this year is going to be win the Norris Trophy. I feel like, Makar's won it 3 years in a row. Time to give Quinn a shot. And before we get started here, guys, with the sim, I'll show you the ratings for this season. We've got 89 offense, 90 defense, 94 goaltending. That could be our X factor. Let's see what happens. Also, too, guys, in terms of contract extensions, you can see Carlson and Ovechkin both expiring, but they're on one-year deals, so we actually can't extend. Capo Kakko, we could. 26.85. He's playing second line, so he actually might do pretty good. He's usually been a third liner for us. 1 year, he wants 5.3. 2 years, not really interested. He's got a little bit of interest there. Okay. 3 years, it definitely drops off. Tried charming him. Unfortunately, it failed. We'll see what he's looking for at a 2-year deal. 5.725. Try and negotiate that down. I'd like to take $1 million off. 4.7. Now, we're going to be losing to players, so I can promise him top 6 the next couple years. As well, he'll be on the PK. I'll try and modify no trade clause here with half the teams. I think we did the same thing for DeBrincat. At that point, contract interest is just below the second bar, so Not ideal, but we could try it. You know, at the beginning of the season, the 80% rule is still in play, even with the new contract system. Maybe he'll say yes. You also got Malkin Kopitar expiring there. Same with Chris Letang, Jamie Benn, Nick Foligno. Like I said, a lot of these guys, I feel they got to retire at this point. Gustin, 1 year, 1.2. He's actually been like solid as a bottom 6 guy. 2 years, he's still an RFA, so we'll have control. Honestly, for what he's bringing to us, I'll give him the 2 years at 1.25. Hopefully he'll say yes to that in a couple days. And then Blomqvist here, what is he going to be looking for? Right now he's in a tandem. 10 million, yeah, okay. Not going to pay him that. So I think he's going to be on his way out. And again, might as well, you know, take advantage of the fact that him and Ivan Kovic combined are making $2 million right now. I think, like I said, they could be the X factor this year. With, you know, decent play up front, potentially they could carry us. And usually I cut this out, guys. I just want to show you the glitch that always happens to me. So we promised Kakko like PK in top 6, and now he's talking about it even though he didn't accept the offer. It's super stupid. Like, I mentioned this to EA, just one thing I hope they fix. A lot of new, obviously, additions to franchise, coaches, no trade clauses, all the contract stuff. But yeah, like, look, it doesn't even accept the offer yet. He's, you know, making those demands. Gustin, though, did say yes, so that is good. Kakko, I think, honestly, can probably wait on, especially if we do lose a bunch of guys to retirement. We're going to have money next year anyway. Now, I think 5.4 for 2 years, guys, with Kakko, with the second year being a 16-team no trade, he would go for, because, again, you can see it's in that final bar. I'll offer him that, see what he says. And there we go, guys. Kaapo Kakko said yes. I'm not sure if those promises I made before the new contract he's still expecting, and I guess, you know, we'll see. And so at the end of December here, guys, we have a record of 29-4. So everyone was saying to rebuild, I mean, this team's got one more in them. I'd feel like that'd be a disservice to all the vets who want their name on the Stanley Cup. Some of them for the 4th time, some of them for the 1st time. As you can see, we're currently 2nd in the division there with 44 points. We're 1 back of the Hurricanes. AHL team, they're okay, 33 points. 15, 12, and 3, 33 points, puts them 2nd in the division. And the new goalie, Artemov's playing really well, 928 save percentage. Leading scorer there is Ponomarev. And in terms of the NHL team, Ivan Kovic in the majority of the starts, 921 save percentage. Imagine he wins the Vezina and the Calder his rookie year. And then Crosby's actually leading the way for forward, 32 points. But then Quinn Hughes overall, 45. That's why we paid him almost $18 million. And we're just going to offer you guys the Tampa Bay Lightning. Boone Jenner and a 3rd round pick for Kuta there and Plant. I mean, Boone Jenner, obviously captain of the Columbus Blue Jackets, could maybe add him to our captain line. Just, you know, an extra guy. Maybe he's an improvement on Nick Foligno. He's got 12 points on the year, 82 overall power forward, 3.5-star defense, pretty good physical there, 4 stars. The thing is, where does he play, right? He probably plays 4th line left wing, maybe move Ben to the right wing, but like we already have those guys. If we didn't have the perfect captain line, I would definitely do that trade, but it just doesn't make sense right now. And now we just got a pretty big offer here, guys, with LA Kings, or at least potentially a big offer. Daniel Sprong, a 4th and a 5th for Kuta and Garden. You guys remember my Ducks franchise. Sprong was actually an absolute beast. Multiple 100-point seasons. So take a look. He's only 82 here with 22 points. Looks like he's not having that insane sim. I think just everything went right for him in the other one, because, yeah, right here, his best seasons actually, the real-life season with Detroit last year, 43 and 76. So we can say no to that. I figured I would take a look, though. If he was like, you know, an 85, that was definitely worth it. Nick Paul being offered to us by Montreal. I think Nick Paul, again, we already have like a good bottom 6. Doesn't really help us too much. And we're heading to the trade deadline here, guys, with a 3-game win streak. Current record, 36, 21, and 4. So we're buyers here in year 4. We're actually, wow, I thought we were doing, I mean, I guess we have a good division. Blue Jackets 1 up on us. Hurricanes 2 up. I should mention Devils and Flyers both in the 40s. 5 their head coaches. Same goes to the Canadians. 49 points there, basement of the Atlantic Division. So there's some other teams doing a lot worse. It would be tough to compete with them in terms of the tank. AHL team, 28, 21, and 6, and they're outside of a playoff spot. Like, that's insane. They're playing like pretty good hockey. I feel like they definitely, you know, deserve to get in, but we'll see what happens here. Artemov's still playing really well. I mean, he's playing even better. 934 save percentage, 206 goals against. The dude's a beast. Ponomarev still their leading scorer. In the NHL, let's see. Blomqvist actually is the starter for next game. 913, obviously. I just have AI coach handling that. Malkin's leading forward with points now, 54. And Quinn Hughes there has 74 points already, 60 assists. So well on his way to a point per game. And so at the trade deadline here, guys, in the final season, we are full-fledged buyers. Like I said, trying to get some of these guys' names on the cup. I think I totally forgot to show you guys too, but if you guys watched the last episode, you would know we do have Marc-Andre Fleury as a 3rd string. Connor McMichael up to an 87 is a top player. DeBrusk, Ehlers, JT Miller, what's he at? 34. Kind of young for our team, but I don't know. Yeah, 3 years left doesn't make sense. Sorelli, Luke Dostal there, Mike Anderson, Rodriguez, Max Domi, Joel Farabee. I mean, honestly, for our team, I think defenseman would probably make the most sense. I feel like the forward group, Even though they're lower rated, like the performance-wise, definitely they are good to go. And like I was saying, guys, I forgot to show you, but Fleury here is a third string goalie. And I just noticed he actually jumped in rating from a 77 to a 78. I did set the preseason focus to goaltending, so maybe that's why. Max Domi in a third. They want a top 6 forward, top 4 defenseman. I don't think that's going to make sense. Now, I am curious to see what the split is between Ivan Kovic, Blomqvist. So he's got 43 games there, 911 save percentage. Blomqvist 21 games and 912. So even though he's got less games, he has good numbers. So hopefully his rating will at least stay until we trade him away. And you know what I'm thinking, guys? If we are going to go for it, we probably have to trade Blomqvist right now because he's 26. If he's a pending UFA, we'd have to do a sign and trade. And then, like, I don't know if his value would be the same if he's got this big contract. So we probably trade him and then honestly let Fleury be the backup. That way we can ensure his name does get on the cup. I feel like in this game, even if they don't play games, as long as they're on your NHL roster, look at their name on it. But I'm also, you know, not willing to take the risk in case I'm wrong about that. So we're going to go shopping Blomqvist. Ivan Kovic obviously is proven he can be the guy. So let's see what team wants him. Definitely don't want to trade him into the East. Give it at least to a playoff team. If it's a rebuilder, that is fine. Florida here is interested, 26 and 30. We could do that. The Devils there, they're obviously not doing well. But he's a young goalie, so he's going to be around for a while. I think St. Louis would make a lot more sense. And they're actually the only team in the West that wants him. So yeah, we're going to trade him there. Like I said, I'd rather have him in the other conference opposed to, you know, playing him, especially with the Devils all the time. With him being in the Metro, Florida wouldn't be too bad. If we can't make a trade happen with St. Louis, we can explore Florida for sure. Now, no one too great on the block. They got Logan Hensler here, 2182. On entry level deal for 2 more years. I mentioned how we could use a defenseman. 8th overall pick, 2025. I feel like that's a pretty good return. If we could get something with him as well, I'd be more than happy to do that trade. Obviously, Kairu's, you know, 29, so he's a little bit outside of our window. I think DeBrinket's kind of on that edge as well at like 28. Bolduc has more value, same with Robert Thomas. Buchnevich, 32, so yeah, he's a bit old. Hensler and Dvorsky, let's just see. I mean, value's on their side for sure, so yeah. Let's just try Hensler. Wow, look at this, guys. I mentioned how like we could potentially trade Erik Karlsson. He's dropped in rating from an 87 to an 83. Also, potential there has gone down from top 4 to top 6. So if we were going to trade him, definitely would have been last year. But like I said, I wanted to give these guys one more run. And it's costing us those trade values. So that's why I want to definitely try and cash in here on Blomqvist. I was wondering, too, if like maybe we could add something here to get Dvorsky back. But honestly, no, I feel like just bring in Hensler will probably replace Gustafsson. We could replace Letang. I feel like that'd be disrespectful. So try Hensler here in the blue second for Blomqvist. I feel like that's pretty good for an elite goaltender. Trades accepted. Okay, so maybe could have gotten a little bit better, but we made sure he stayed out of our conference, and hopefully Hensler's a really good defenseman for us in the future. Not so much the fact he already is, you know, 82 overall there with high top 4. Not like we traded for a prospect. This is a young NHL defenseman. And in this year's draft, we now have a first and 2 seconds. Again, guys, we forget to 2028 is when I actually bump it up to medium for both the draft class and prospect quality. So hopefully we can find some gems. And looking at our forwards here, guys, Blake Coleman's value has also dropped off a cliff. When we got at the last trade deadline, his value was equal to Capo Kakos, but he was 86 overall then. Now he's 84 plus 36 years old. That's probably a big part of it. So, I mean, oh my gosh, Kochi's there. Yeah, definitely costing us, you know, holding on for one more year, but the team's playing well. If it wins us a cup, I am more than fine with it. Even if it's just a deep run, at least, you know, we tried. And now look at this, guys. The Capitals offering us Connor McMichael for Avery. There's elite goaltender. I mean, we're set on goalies. Brunick there's a solid prospect defenseman. We did just get Hensler, though. 2nd round pick and Kuda. I mean, jeez, they do want a lot there. Like, they're getting a good goalie, defense, and forward prospect, plus a 2nd rounder. McMichael, 87. He is kind of popping off, though. He's got, what is that, 56 points, 82 games. 2-way forward, can help us with the power play, the PK. The Leafs here offering us 2/3 for a top 6 forward. That's a no. Michael's also a fast player. He's got the wheels X factor there. Pending UFA, we need a big contract. I don't know if this makes sense. I feel like it makes more sense, honestly, just to kind of keep our guys, see what happens, rather than, you know, give up a bunch of futures. If we're going to add anything else here, it's got to be on the cheap. And the trade deadline's not complete, guys. Unfortunately, couldn't find a forward trade that made sense for us, so I decided to just, you know, stick with the one big block which we made. Blomqvist there for Hensler. Now, Luke Dawson's actually going to the Florida Panthers. Interesting. Evan Rodriguez goes back the other way. Anthony Cirelli to the Capitals. Let's see, Lekkinen there to the Wild, Pesci to the Ducks. So some pretty big moves being made. Mikey Anderson there to the Bruins. Brady Wasserman to the Kings. Obviously a big prospect trade with the Niagara Ice Dogs. Again, our trade for Hensler there. I'm wondering if we maybe could have gotten more, but the value was on their side, and neither of the things they actually wanted to give up. Kevin Hayes there, former player of ours, goes to the Blackhawks, and Cole Bodwin there actually going to the San Jose Sharks. So, like I said, guys, hopefully that trade made is enough to just kind of, you know, set us up not only now, but more importantly for the future. Albert Johansson here, 79 overall defenseman. He's definitely like a decent bottom pair guy, but we don't really need him. We have guys like that in the AHL. And again, guys, this is kind of funny to me. Best lines actually has Erik Karlsson scratched. I mean, come on. Look at the defense. He's higher rated than both these two. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Now, after the trade deadline, guys, here's an update look at the team. Forward group's the same, but as you can see, the chemistry's a lot worse. That's because we're losing X factors. Obi there still has Schneip, but that's it. Crosby actually has none. This might be his final year. Malkin as well. I think he already got rid of all of his. Kadri had a couple. They're all gone. You can see even like Foligno's dropped the range to 77. Maybe we should have actually made that trade for Boone Jenner, take his place. Now, defensively here, we did change it up. Hughes on the top here with Hensler. I feel 2182, high top four. Give him that ice time, try and grow, especially, you know, playing with Hughes could produce. Karlsson on the second pairing there with Byram. Pedersen on the bottom with Letang. We actually have 3 righties on the right side now with 3 lefties on the left, which I do prefer. In terms of the goaltending behind Ivan Kovic, we got 78 overall Fleury, who's 43 years old now. And now in terms of the power play, the first unit's the same, but again, they've lost all their chemistry boosts because they lost the X factors. Power play 2 here as well. I actually put Kopitar on. Kadri's not really as good anymore. Kopitar actually still has pretty good hands there and also very good defensively. He's our best defensive forward. So you look at the PK, he's on the first unit there. And I think Hensler's there on the second for that in the 3-man. Also have Crosby playing from the PK. I noticed he actually still has 890 awareness, 90 face-off. So should be able to help us out. Again, we'll see what happens. I think AHL team looks the exact same, but as long as we get into the playoffs, obviously, we have a chance. And now we just finished the regular season here, guys. Record of 47, 29, and 6, which is good for 100 points and second place in the division. We're actually playing the Blue Jackets. If you remember, they got Gavin McKenna first overall and Kaprizov in the same summer. So definitely be a tough challenge in the AHL here. 36, 27, and 7. They got 2 games left. And that last playoff spot is up for grabs, so maybe they could beat out the Wolfpack. I mean, they actually could even catch the Checkers there, only 2 points back. If they win out, they actually have a decent shot there to make it in. Greaves, I guess, is just starting that pretty crucial game instead of our starter. Interesting. Ponomarev there, 46 points. Looking at the NHL, Quinn Hughes finished with 100. That's awesome. Also, too, guys, I just realized Crosby, I forgot to show you at the deadline, he needed 6 goals to break Lemieux's franchise goal record. And at the trade deadline, he had 9. He now has 15. So I think he tied or broke it. Okay, it's actually tied. Are you kidding me? Crosby 690, Lemieux 690. Maybe that's perfect if he does retire this year. If not, obviously, he can probably play one more game next season and break Lemieux's goal record there. So pretty cool to see that. McDavid there, 122 points. Now, Quinn Hughes, of course, led our team in scoring the 100. Crosby, though, was the leader for forwards with 79. And I look at the rest of the team stats here, guys, behind Hughes and Crosby. You got Malkin there with 69, which is pretty nice for a 41-year-old. DeBrincat 68, not bad. Ovi 66, 37 goals. Kakko there 56. I think that's actually potentially a career year for him. And yeah, it is. So, I mean, I think that's a good thing. We got him under contract next couple of years. But Grody as well, 56. Also a career year. So hopefully those 2 guys can keep building. Karlsson, 50 points. Assistant coach wanted him scratched. Kadri, 36. Ben, 30 on the 4th line. It's not bad. Same with Kopitar there at 28. Taking a look here now at goaltenders. Ivan Kovic had a 911 save percentage, 289 goals against. I mean, probably not good enough to win the Vezina, but maybe to win a Calder Trophy. Fleury, 4 wins in 5 games, even though he had below 900. So the boys just love playing for him. Artemov here, 928 save percentage, 225 goals against, 7 shutouts. I feel like he'll probably win best goal in the AHL. Those are unreal numbers behind Ponomarev, Morozov, Elian. So fortunately, not like too much scoring from this AHL forward group. And now look at the rest of the league here, guys. You got Connor McDavid leading the way with 122 points. Austin Matthews, though, hit 70 goals there with 108 in second. Pasternak, 57. No back-to-back Mauricio Charts for him. Nylander's top 5. Same with Draisaitl. Rantanen. Quinn Hughes also part of the 100 club. I don't see Cale Makar, so maybe Hughes will actually win the Norris after we asked him to. That'd be pretty sweet. Now, Matthews' 70 goals was good enough for the Mauricio Chart Trophy. And Quinn Hughes led the league in points. I mean, come on. What a signing. 100 there. I swear, if Cale Makar gets the Norris, 14 less points. What is that? 19 better plus minus. It should be Quinn Hughes on a new team as well. 4 game winners. Makar had none. Behind them, Morrissey there, big year. Point per game. Goaltender stats. Skinner had the most wins. Save percentage wise for a starter. Actually, Blomqvist there, 912. Let's see. So with us, he had a 912. With the Blues, he had a 9-4. He just tore it up once he got traded out west. Below 2 goals against. What the heck? I feel like that always happens with goalies. And now speaking of goals against for a starter, it's actually Blomqvist still with a 292. Interesting. So high scoring this year, but then it's Ivanov there for like a real star. 72 games played. Wow, 252 goals against. 921 save percentage. He might win the Vezina, which means we're playing the Vezina goalie in the first round. And then rookie skaters here. Brad Lambert had the most points, 57, followed by Gavin McKenna, who's also making his debut there for the Blue Jackets. Okay. And look at the league standings here, guys. You got the Oilers there winning the President's Trophy, 109 points. A lot of teams, actually, with 100 plus. Obviously, we just barely hit it. We got 11th there in the NHL. Detroit kind of gets screwed, 15, not making it. St. Louis, Blomqvist making the playoffs with 84 points. Okay, good for him. Obviously, we wish them the best over there in the Western Conference. Devils finishing dead last with 61 points. Goals for the Avs were first. We were actually 6th there, so that is good to see, especially with our old man squad. Goals against, the best team was the Blue Jackets. Of course, that's who we're playing. I don't see us. We're probably somewhere in the middle. So like I was saying, guys, in the first round, we're up against the Columbus Blue Jackets. They're looking pretty nasty. That first line's all 90+. Johnson, Fantilli, Kaprizov. Second line there, you got Sillinger, Monahan, and McKenna. Third line's Chinikov, Voronkov, Marchenko. That's actually sick. They got the 3 Russians together. You wouldn't expect the computer to do that. And then the fourth line there, you got Brindley, Jaeger, Beauvillier. Okay, so like I said, that forward group, superstars at top, and then they even got a lot of depth. Werenski here, Jaracek is down at 89, Provorov, Severson, Delgaizo, and Harris. Pretty good defense, goaltending-wise. Ivanov starting, Gardner backing him up. So goaltending, we definitely have the advantage with Ivan Kovic. Apart from that, though, I'd say Columbus probably is the better team. So we'll see if maybe all those vets having high poise, things like that, can kind of give us advantage here and help us beat the Blue Jackets. So game 1, 4-1 win. Let's go. That's actually in Columbus at Nationwide. 3-2 OT win. Game 2. All right, so we're headed home now. Up 2-0. Love that. Game 3 here. Let's see. 4-2 loss, unfortunately. And game 4 is a win, though. 3-2. So all we got to do now is win one of these next 3 games. 2 away, 1 at home. Game 5, 3-2 OT loss. All right, headed home again. And come on, game 6 here. 5-3 win. Let's go. On to round 2. And now in round 2, guys, we're up against Carolina Hurricanes. Their first line there is also nasty. Svechnikov, Aho, Jarvis. Aho's up to a 94. Second line here, you got Anderson's only 82. Claude Giroux still playing at 40, so they got a veteran of their own. Natchez there. Perron, Kotkaniemi, Frederick, Carrier, Roslovich, Blake. Defensively here, Slavin, Arbor, Chakai on the top pairs. Interesting. Okay, the defense, I mean, Keishan's probably should be playing up higher. Goaltending, Anderson and Kochikov there. 84, 83 respectively. I mean, goaltending's not that great. Defense, we're also better. And then forward-wise, pretty equal, I would say. They definitely have, some higher-end guys, but we actually might have them on the depth. So we'll see what happens. They do have the home ice advantage. So first 2 games here are going to be in Carolina. 5-4 OT loss, followed by a 6-3 win. All right, let's go. Headed home now. 1-1, I'll take that. Game 3, 4-3 OT win. Let's go. 5-4 OT win. So these games are close. 3 of the 4 going to OT, and luckily we find ourselves up 3-1 here on the Hurricanes. Game 5 is a win as well. Let's go. On to the conference final, and we got the Boston Bruins here. Okay. Now looking at Boston here, guys, they actually got Arvidsson first line left wing up to an 87 at 35. They got Ray Niedermeyer here. I wonder if this is like the son of Robert Scott Niedermeyer, 89 overall center. Pastrnak, of course, still a beast, 96 overall. Geeky's actually up to 86, pretty impressive. Lindholm's still there. You got Jared McCann, Halazaka, Patra, Milano. Okay, I mean, Fabian Lysell, 4th line. Defensively, Lindholm, McAvoy still their top pair. McAvoy's a 94 now. Lowry, Carlo, Anderson, Zadorov's actually really good, top 6. Swayman's still starting there, 89 overall. So this team's definitely good. I think probably maybe the weakest forward group we've faced yet, but also probably has the best defense and goaltending. So definitely going to be a tough matchup for sure. Again, they have the home ice advantage, not us. So first game's going to be in Boston. TD Garden. Carlson puts us up 1-0. 3-0. Oh, Carlson Hattie. And the AI head and the AI assistant coach is trying to scratch this guy. Are you kidding me? 5-2 now. Does Carlson add another? He doesn't, but that's okay. Big win, game 1. And here we go, guys. Game 2 now. Hopefully can go up 2-0. And after 1, it's 1-0. Crosby, the captain. 1-1. Milano for them. And we're going to OT. We need a hero. And there we go. Cautry. Let's go. Up 2-0. All right, guys. So here we go. Game 3. Up 2-0 on the Bruins. Headed home to Pittsburgh. Definitely a good spot to be in. And we're up 2-0 in the game. DeBrincat and Hughes. 2-1 now. Pastrnak pulls it close. And there we go. Ovechkin and Desnoyers makes it 4-1 for the 3-0 series lead. This is nuts. Like I said, all the veterans, they want their name on the cup. Whether it be first time, second time, fourth time. Here we go. Game 4. Chance to sweep and move on to the Stanley Cup Final. First period, 0-0. Second period, okay, 0-0. And 1-1. Malkin for us. Arvidsson for them. Headed OT. Oh, no sweep. Pastrnak keeps the Bruins' hopes alive. All right, guys, here we go. Game 5. Can't let the Bruins back into this. Here we go. First period. Up 2-1. Crosby and Coleman for us. Zach for them. 2-2 now. Pastrnak again. All right, ties the game. Third period. Wow. Are you kidding me? Okay, Bruins 5-2 win. We cannot let them get back to Game 7. We're headed home to Pittsburgh for Game 6. Hopefully, this is where we can eliminate them. They actually got the Minnesota Wild waiting. They've already beat the Canucks there 4-1 in the Western Conference Finals. So, Game 6, come on, make it happen. And we're down 2-1. Ovi there, our lone goal. 2-2 though. DeBrincat ties it up. Big third period coming. Are you kidding me? Sonny Milano forces Game 7. We cannot be the laughingstock of the league here. Florida Panthers were able to clutch up against the Oilers. We got to do it now. All right, Game 7, do or die. We're actually both 11-6 here through these playoffs in Boston. And we're up 2-1. All right, Kadri and Desnoyers. Poitras for them shorthanded. How did that go in? They're also doubling our shots. 3-2 though, we're holding on. McCann for them. Desnoyers again for us. Resume simulation here. Come on, boys. Just hold on here. Ovechkin, okay, because it's yellow. I was a little scared. It took me a couple seconds. Ovechkin again. Let's go. I don't think he had a goal earlier this game, but if he did, that's a hat. You'll have to double check. All right, halfway through the third, obviously Ovi's basically back-to-back goals, a minute and a half apart. Making me feel a bit more comfortable here. 5 minutes left. Morgan Geekie, don't pull a Toronto. 5-3. 2 minutes to go. 1 minute to go. And we're on to the Stanley Cup Final. And now we're moving on to the Cup Final here, guys. We actually have a conversation with our coach, Sheldon Becker, again. I love his name. So we set out to make the Stanley Cup Final this season, then we've done it. Okay, I thought we said win the Stanley Cup, but I guess we said make the final. But either way, we get a big boost there, so that's awesome. I'm glad that was our goal, opposed to simply making the playoffs. And again, like I said, guys, we got the Minnesota Wild now in the Stanley Cup Final. This should be a good one. And you know what? I totally forgot to check the matchup stats each time. I guess I was just locked in. So starting goalies there, Wallstedt 9-6 with a 136 goals against. All right, I'll have to take a look at his rating. That's nuts. Ivan Kovic, though, still solid, 9-2-1, but not quite as good as that. Goals for per game, we're second. They're 8th. Goals against, obviously, they're first. 1.47 is ridiculous. Power play is basically tied. Penalty kills also basically tied. We do have actually, sorry, it is exactly tied. They just gave us first somehow, and Ovi's actually leading the way with 21 points. And now look at the roster, guys. You can see they got Matthew Boldy, Eric Sinek, Alex Tuck on the first line. So Alex Tuck returns to Minnesota. Pretty solid. Daniil Yurov there. Ogren, Tarasenko is 36 now. Lehkonen, Rossi, Zuccarello still there. Richie, Pospisil, and Belchet. Okay, defensively here. Middleton favors are number 1. They've added Anderson. Matichuk's actually on the team as well. Park there, Fabro. Goaltending-wise, Wallstedt's a 92. Gustin backing him up. I mean, I think Kovic's a 90 already. He might even be a 91, honestly, at this point. So I feel like we have a chance. Our forwards, I think, are just as good in terms of like their performance, maybe not their rating. And then defensively, I also feel like we definitely match it up, having Quinn Hughes leading the way. So here we go. Stanley Cup Final is what we've been building towards. Can we get it done? Well, Sid, Malkin, and Letang, and Fleury are also on the team. Like, how crazy would that be? 2028, let's go. Game 1. It's 1-1. Kopitar for us, Tuck for them. Still 1-1 after 2. We're doubling their shots, 26-13. And 3-1. Okay, I was like, don't let us get hockeyed. Ovi there with the game winner to bring it with the insurance goal. I actually totally forgot to check too. Was that in Pittsburgh? I think it was because we're on the right side. It was. So we have the home ice advantage, which, you know, might end up being a factor here. Game 2, guys. This would be awesome. We can head to Minnesota up 2-0. 1-1 here. Kadri, Tuck. Tuck's playing well for them. 4-3. Big second. They actually were up 4-1. Carlson and Quinn Hughes, though, make it a game. And we tie it up. Sid the Kid, the captain. Who else? OT. Let's go. Crosby again. He tied it up. How much time was left? 3.5 to go. And then wins it for us. Short-handed OT. Okay, that's why he's a top 5 player all the time. Are you kidding me? So here you go, guys. Head to the State of Hockey. Up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup Final. Wild, they'll get the first goal here. Matthew Boldy, actually more than doubling our shots. But a huge second period. DeBrincat and Kadri give us the lead. Wow, what a comeback. Respect. Lehkonen and Zuccarello, a couple of goals there. Wild, they're not going to get shut out. So make it a 2-1 series. Honestly, though, Game 4 is the big one. If we can go up 3-1, opposed to letting them tie this thing up, that would be massive. So here we go, guys. Game 4. And we're down 1 early again. Anderson there. 3-0. Okay, we need a big third period. And we do not get it. 5-0. Wild there beat us and also shut us out. So the series is all tied up, guys. Head home for Game 5. So far, the home team's won every game. And 0-0 after 1. And it's 1-1 after 2. All right, third period. Come on, boys. Are you kidding me? 4-2. Matthew Boldy, Foligno, then Eric Sinek with a minute left. And then Boldy there, 2-second empty netter. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a game by Wild. All right, guys, it's do or die time now. After being up 2-0 in this series, we're down 3-2. Obviously, we need our veterans to step up here, help us force Game 7. I'm looking at Sid. I'm looking at Obi. First period. Down 1 early. Yurov on the power play. 1-1, though. Ovechkin, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Here we go. Big third period. And we get it done. Ovechkin again. Ovi, that is why we kept him. That's why we traded for him. The dude scores goals. Scoring goals wins you games. All of a sudden, we're on to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Couldn't have wrote it better than this. I feel like, honestly, if our veteran team can get it done, probably half the roster is just going to ride off into the sunset after getting their name on the Stanley Cup. So, this is it, guys. Game 7 in Pittsburgh. Let's go. Hockey gods be good to us. First period. Up 1. Ovechkin keeps scoring. He's on fire. We're actually getting outshot there, almost double. 2-1. Foligno. Belichick's for them. I think Foligno's probably like double Belichick's age, which is pretty funny. Maybe honestly even more than double. All right, so resume simulation here in the third. And Kadri makes a 3-1 game every time that pops up. Ovechkin immediately scores after, like 20 seconds later. Quinn Hughes, their team is on fire. They want this. They want this more than many. Power play. Eriksson Ek, I thought that was shorthanded, but either way they scored. Or no. 5-3, Matthew Boldy. 10 to go in the third. Okay, 5 to go. We still got the shot lead and the game lead. All right, minute and a half left. We'll watch this thing. And obviously, guys, I won't be playing here. I'll be the coach. We'll take a look at the ratings. Wild here, 3 higher offense, 6 higher defense, and 7 higher goaltending. Now, with the goaltending, it's actually only like 1 or 2 higher because backup, obviously, in the playoffs does not matter. The starters playing every single game. And then forward-wise, I feel like our vets play a lot better than their, overall suggest. I think I've mentioned that before, but we got 1 minute here, guys. All we need from greatness. McGroarty, Hughes with the weak backhand from the point. Interesting. 50 seconds left. Wild probably looking to pull Wallstead here, and they do. Need good D. 96 overall. $18 million man, Quinn Hughes. Grabs that puck to Coleman. Interesting choice by the coach here to have, third line out there. Or actually, second line out there. I don't know actually what line this is. McGroarty's on the second line. Coleman's on the third, but this is the line that's out there. Throws one on net from the side. Why did Ivan Kovic throw that out? That was like asking them to score. And look at this, guys. The Cup's in the building, waiting for one of us. All right, guys. Sid's out there now. I feel like you got to have him finish the game the last 30 seconds. As I'm trying to talk, a little bit of commentary. Almost gets scored on again. Minnesota Wild there. We're dominating hits. Our team does not hit much. So here we go. 20 seconds. I noticed Ivan Kovic still wearing the blue helmet. Definitely annoys me. I don't know why players drafted don't take over the NHL team. Or even just, honestly, all goalies for that matter. A DeBrincat, empty net chance. That seals it. We're going to be Cup champs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you have it, guys. Pittsburgh Penguins are Stanley Cup champs. Crosby, Malkin, Letang, and Fleury all have their name on the cup for a 4th time. Absolutely legendary. Ovi as well out there. Gets his 2nd. Come on. That is just great. I think Jamie Benn, too, winning his 1st. Quinn Hughes. I don't believe the Canucks won it so far in this sim. I'd have to double check that, but he's winning it too. If we can, we definitely got to give it to a guy like a Jamie Benn or Nick Foligno. I don't think Nick Foligno either has ever won the Stanley Cup. And Crosby there, taking home the Conn Smythe Trophy. 9 goals, 22 assists. What a playoff run for him. I think that's his at least 2nd. I want to say, honestly, 3rd Conn Smythe Trophy. So pretty outstanding career. Definitely putting himself for sure cemented top 5 all time. And here you have the captain, guys, going out to lift the Stanley Cup. I'm guessing for the final time because if it doesn't retire, the team's gonna be falling apart next year, and that's okay. We got the job done. If we can win one more with a whole new look team, I think that'd be super impressive. We got obviously 4 more years to do it. I think the goal is gonna be to win in year 7 or year 8, year 5 and year 6 are definitely rebuilding. So looking at it here, who's a vet? Crosby handing the cup off to Ovechkin would be pretty crazy. And like I said, those guys I mentioned, Ben, Foligno, unfortunately aren't options. We'll probably go with Fleury and I think Carlson here too, because Carlson's never won one. Yeah, guys, that shot there, Crosby giving the cup to Ovi. Things you never thought you'd see. Now we do have Letang here, but again, Carlson's never won a Stanley Cup, so I think it makes sense for him to have a skate with it. Like I was saying, guys, finally here it's got to go to Fleury. He was such a good sport, just, being the 3rd string goalie till the deadline, helping the team vibes, and then actually came in as the backup, played 4 games. I think that's probably all he played because Ivan Kovic there was a starter throughout the playoffs, but he still gets his name on another cup. That is awesome. And I will say his goatee there and facial hair, he's definitely looking a little, I don't know, like a Jafar or something from Aladdin, looking a little evil there, but I love it, guys. This Pittsburgh Penguins team, I didn't, honestly, the coach said we could compete for a Stanley Cup. I wasn't sure if that was going to happen. Kopitar as well, but obviously he's won some, wasn't an option. Again, I think 75% of this team is 35 plus. It's absolutely hilarious. There you have it, guys. Pittsburgh Penguins, Stanley Cup champions. Let's go. And look at the names, guys. Crosby, captain. Jamie Benn. Coleman. Fleury. Foligno. I'm just naming the vets. Kadri. How did I forget him? Carlson, Kopitar, Letang, Malkin. Ovi. Pedersen, not quite. I feel like, he'll be back, but yeah, again. I said 3/4. Maybe that was too high. I think half the roster, though, has a decent chance to retire. And there you have it, guys. Playoffs are now complete. Pittsburgh Penguins, Stanley Cup champs. Hershey Bears, they're called the Cup champs. I actually forgot to check and see if our AHL team ended up squeaking into the playoffs or not. Quinn Hughes. I won the Norris. He's spoiling it for us. But I mean, like I said, he had the most points. So what a year. Stanley Cup, Norris Trophy winner. Being recognized as the best defenseman in the league is a testament of hard work. Your challenge motivated me. +2 D awareness, +3 strength, +4 endurance. Could push him to a 97, which would be absolutely ridiculous. And the large results are in here, guys. Montreal jumps from 5-1. Sharks there from 11-2. Huge jump. The Devils, unfortunately, get last, but are picking third. As I mentioned, AHL team. Did they make the playoffs? They did not. So they must have finished 5th there in the division. And so here, guys, take a look at the playoff tree again. Our road to it. Beat the Blue Jackets in 6, Canes in 5, Bruins in 7, and the Wild there in 7. Wild beat the Avs in 5, Utah in 5, Canucks in 5. They were crushing teams until they ran into this old man squad. Taking a look now at the playoff stats, because Crosby, wow, popping off. 31-25 at 40 years old. I mean, the 97 poise there, I'm sure is a big factor. DeBrincat was also over a point per game. Same with Ovi. Hughes 17 is solid for a D-man. Probably a bit of a drop-off there, but still, like, we got good production. Ivan Kovic there to 916, 282. No shutout, but definitely did his job. Now, looking at the awards, actually, go back a sec. Quinn Hughes is 97 overall now after winning the Norris Trophy. That's awesome. So even though we're rebuilding next year, we're going to have a 97 overall #1 defenseman plus a 90+ #1 goalie. And again, there, guys, you can see Pittsburgh Penguins, Stanley Cup champs. How awesome is that? Individual awards here, McDavid, Art Ross, and the Hart. You got Quinn Hughes, of course, James Norris, his second now in 5 years. Nylander there with the Lady Bing. Lambert gets the Calder. Crosby, of course, Conn Smythe. Ivanov got the Vezina there with William Jennings. He had some unreal numbers. Andrew Gibson, he's actually from LaSalle, town right near me. He wins to Bill Masterton. St. Louis coach there, Jack Adams. I feel like we definitely could have gotten one at some point. Barkov, 4th Selke in 5 years. McDavid, Ted Lindsay, and then Matthews there with the Maurice Richard. AHL-wise, of course, Hershey wins the Calder Cup. Lamb here, most points. MVP. Fisker Molgaard, though, had the most goals. Swartsov here, hopefully I said that right, best rookie. Kesseling, best defenseman. Brossois, best goalie. Ackerman there, MVP of the playoffs. Lamb also got sportsmanship. Zamula, community involvement. And then finally, Guy in there with the lowest goals against. So, I said this last episode, guys, I'm very excited to see this retirement page. If, again, no one retires, then maybe, I don't know, there might be a glitch or something, because that seems kind of wild. All right, guys, so this is it. Retired players. And, okay, Ovechkin calls it a career. 1,863 points. I mean, yeah, he got a second Stanley Cup with his longtime rival in Crosby. That's definitely a pretty cool way to go out. You also got another #1 overall pick there in Stammer. Giroux retires. O'Reilly. I mean, Chris Letang probably wouldn't have this many points. I think he might be retiring. Obviously, though, Crosby was not there at the top of that page, nor was Malkin. So those two guys are sticking around. Nick Foligno retires. I'm going to take a look at our roster. It's just Ovechkin and Foligno. Interesting. So Letang's coming back. What about goalies? Fleury. Flower refuses to quit. Interesting. Again, even though we only had 2 guys retire, their ratings are plummeting. So we just won the cup. We're starting the rebuild. And so we're at the draft now, guys. 2028, I'm honestly like not really sure what's going to go on in that real life draft. You got Maddox Schultz here. I think he's actually a real player, though. I recognize his name. He's supposed to be the first overall 2028. That's right. I think everyone else I'm not too sure on. Isaac Hughes. I mean, interesting. Is this like a made-up Hughes brother? Similar style, Milan Lucic. Okay, no, definitely different genes if he's similar to Lucic. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe like the Devils. Actually, wait, the Devils are going to draft him because they fell from 1 to 3. How cool is that? We'll say that that's like, Quinn, Luke, and Jack's cousin or something. You got Casey McKenna there, also playing for Medicine Hat. Interesting. So some family relations here. Take a look at the gems. We do have a first and 2 seconds. 9 overall, we're probably not going to be able to get. This defenseman, though, oh, that's a bust. Okay, we do not want him. Now, there's a goalie here, chance to be franchise. He'll probably just be medium elite. Late second, obviously, very good value. This goalie, I mean, probably high fringe, but still, like, if that's the 7th round, that is actually insane. We've also got a guaranteed a low top 6. Preston Niedermeyer here, 339. I'm hoping he doesn't do the glitch again, though, where it says that, and then it ends up being way worse. Stork here, high top 4, 17. That's awesome. That's going to be definitely my first round pick if we can get him. Also low top 4 here, 269. Probably get Ashton Reed there in the 7th. So right here, guys, trying to get traded the Buffalo Sabres to jump from 32 to 15 in the draft, offering up Pontemera who they want, plus Kerslake here. Low elite potential prospect, 2066. He's not bad, but not amazing. Definitely, if we can get a high top 4 defenseman out of it, I'd say it's worth it. Buffalo has their pick on the block, and they reject that trade. Honestly, I was figuring, you know what, 32 to 15 is a bit of a jump. I'd probably reject that too. It's kind of funny. So many veterans that need new contracts. They're all like low 80s. I don't know. Probably let anyone that's not Crosby, Malkin, Letang go. As well as, I guess, Fleury can be the 3rd string vibe guy again. Kuta, 2168. Like, the Grieva twins there are both 10 overall higher. I know the potential's lower, but I'd honestly rather have them. So try adding Kuta here to this deal. I feel like at that point, they probably say yes. And they do. Okay, I mean, they're getting a medium top 6 out of it. They can still grab somebody late there in the first round. So sending to pick number 15. Hopefully that's not the guy I was looking at. Kribari, high top 4 defenseman. Kavanaugh, 81 medium elite by the Flames at 13. I wish I saw that. Scouts, come on, I got so many A's and B's. I got a 9 medium elite. I'm guessing, like, yeah, top 9 here are all medium elite, mostly high 70s, low 80s. And look at that. Hughes does go to the Devils, joins Jack and Luke. That's actually really cool to see. And, of course, Maddox Schultz there went to Montreal Canadiens. And no, our guy is still here in Stork. Do we take a chance though on Zubov? The Ukrainian center could be medium elite. It's like 3 out of 4. Similar style Joe Sakic. That's not... Is that completely accurate? It's not, I don't think. It doesn't have a thing next to it. NHL ready, probably. Oh, jeez. We got decisions to make. The Flames. I mean... I'm going for it. I'm going for it, guys. 72 medium top 6. Okay. Might have been the wrong pick. I decided to just take a chance. The Red Wings there. Ooh, wow. The defenseman is still available. We got 2 second-round picks. Maybe we can trade up here. Let's try a second this year and a third next year for St. Louis is 17th overall. They reject. I mean, honestly, that's fair. St. Louis is interested in Bowen Byram. He's 27, 7 goals, 10 assists. The thing with Byram is, like, he's not really good offensively or defensively. Just a two-way guy. I feel like two-way guys are kind of better to be elite. Otherwise, you want someone that's kind of specializing, you know, on the PK or on the power play. So I would give up Bowen Byram here. Plus a second-round pick for 17. At that point, I mean, the value is actually on our side. Let's see if we can get a third-round pick. So Byram in a second for 17 and a third with St. Louis. A couple of our former players are getting. And they say yes. Okay, so hopefully this defenseman we're taking ends up being worth it. Again, the rebuild is on. Samuel Stork here. High top 4 potential. 63 overall. So it's going to take him at least a couple years to grow, but hopefully by year 7, year 8, he's a player for us. And our next pick here, guys, number 17 in the second round. This is actually the Blues pick. I'm thinking we'll probably take the goalie here that we were looking at, Radulov. This is a little bit early for him, but a medium franchise, you know, tag. And he is medium elite, 50 overall. So honestly, now we just need like 7th round picks to take the rest of our pins. Now, next year, guys, I'm offering up Erik Karlsson, the Ottawa Senators, with our 7th round pick 4 years from now for their 7th round pick. Again, just trying to see if maybe, you know, Karlsson will return to Ottawa for the final couple years of his career. He's got his cup now. No reason why not to head back there. Senators say yes. And now next year, guys, are trying to send another legend home, offering up Anze Kopitar with a 6th round pick in a couple years to the LA Kings for their 7th this year, plus Kursanov. Kursanov could actually be a defenseman for us. He's 79 overall at 25. Defensive defenseman there, really good shot block, stick check, solid physical as well. So we're actually getting something out of here, which is why we're dropping back around. And the Kings say yes. Okay, so we just need one more 7th rounder now. And now next year, guys, I'm trying to send another legend home. It's crazy how many, like, you know, guys came together. I feel like the Miami Heat here or something. And I'm also saying Blake Coleman with him. Again, pretty crazy how much Coleman's value dropped off. But if you guys didn't know, he's actually from Texas. So they get their former captain back. Plus Coleman gets to, you know, finish his career in his home state. And the Stars say yes. And so we now have our 3rd round pick here, guys. I'll see if there's anybody worth... I mean, honestly, this German here could be medium elite. I was going to say anyone worth taking a chance on. Why not? See what he is. 65 medium top 9. Okay, so I was hoping at least medium top 6. Once in a while, you know, you're not going to hit on those. It's fine. So in the 7th round now, like I said, we got the 3 pins. We'll go with Romano here, goalie and high backup. I was hoping high fringe. I mean, fair enough. All those guys we traded away, I didn't really plan on bringing back because they're either going to ask for too much money or, you know, take ice time away from guys that we need in the NHL to start growing. Next year, we'll take Reed. Supposed to be low top 4 guaranteed. And he is low top 4. Okay, so I still can't believe what happened the one time. Like, we got absolutely screwed when the potential showed exact, and for whatever reason, it was not. Final pick here, Preston Niedermeyer, low top 6. And he is. So honestly, pretty solid 7th round. Pretty solid draft overall. I'm actually really excited here to kind of like start rebuilding, retankering this Penguins team. And now, guys, we're at the re-sign phase here with $27.5 million in cap space. Obviously, Sid there making 8.7 for 1 more year. Malkin, actually, did he go up? I think he went up in range from 84 to 85. He wants $5 million right on. Honestly, respect to the legend. I'm just going to give him the money he's asking for. Like, wow, he didn't auto-accept. He's not interested in extension. There's no way. There's no way he's going to do that to me. Logan Hensel there to not go up in rating, which is a little bit concerning. Again, we'll bring Letang back. He better, yeah, 1.5, I think, you know, pretty fair there. 80 overall. He's going to play bottom pair for us. Now Morozov here, playmaker. He looks just like a good AHL player. I don't really know if he fit in our bottom 6. If he wants 800K, that's, yeah, decent money to go be AHL 1C. Like I was saying, guys, Kirsanov here honestly might make our defense. Let me take a look here and see. So we got Hughes, Pedersen, Hensler, and then, I mean, Letang, like I said, he should be bottom pair. Kirsanov, if he grows, could honestly take Gustin's spot, and he wants league min for the next 2 years, so that's a steal. And in terms of the goaltenders, Ivan Kovic and Akhtamov, or is it Akhtiamov? I'm not sure I'd say that name, are going to be pretty nasty, honestly, in the NHL, so we need kind of a bad defense in front of them. Maybe just high scoring, not defensive. We could bring Graves back to AHL starter, but we got Malota here. He's 5 years younger, only 2 overall less. Then we could actually have Avery here signed to be the backup. And I think we'll do the same thing we did last year, guys. Just bring Fleury in as a 3rd string for the vibes. 43. The guy literally refuses. And he's asking for a 2-year. He wants to be paid till he's 45. He's refused. He doesn't want a 1 year. Or you know what? Okay. 2 years, 1.1. This is insane. Like, I mean, you can fully bury that if we needed to, but wow. And right here, guys, I'm actually getting Tanner House signed to a 3-year 900K deal. If he can grow to a low 80, this would be awesome. And he, wow, accepts it immediately. All right, guys, so there you go. Fleury accepted the offer. Again, if he actually plays out the last 2 years of that deal, I would be shocked. Malkin said yes. We also just got a bunch of AHL guys. The dude, last name goalie, of course, had to sign. And after signing all those players, guys, we still have almost $24 million in cap space. Also, do I notice Capital Kakko is now tied with the Brink as our highest rated forward. Also, too, in regards to the forwards I was looking, we have a decent top 6 here. After that, we literally have no 3rd line. I guess Kadri be a 4th line player at 79. We don't even really have 4th line, so maybe we call up the Grieva twins to do that and then just buy a whole 3rd line in free agency. Defensively, we need one more defenseman, someone to play in the top 4, and then goaltending-wise, of course, we are set. So I don't know if it's like a rebuild year, because like I don't even think the team's gonna be that bad, but they're definitely, you know, not gonna be contending for the cup, that's for sure. And here we go, guys. Time for free agency. Clayton Keller's available, 29 years old. Interesting. Do we try and go sign Clayton Keller? Josh Morrissey as well. Don't need him, though, with Quinn Hughes. Thomas Chabot's there. That Niedermeyer guy is a low franchise. James Higgins. I mean, they're all RFAs. Zach Hyman. Connor McMichael won us $10 million. Okay, we got $23 million. John Tavares there, bring into the, I guess it's not quite the old boys club anymore, unless you were a Pittsburgh Penguin 20 years ago. Everyone else except for Kadri's gone now. David Reinbacher here, only an 83 at 23. Montreal Canadiens fans would hate that. Dougie Hamilton, 82, only wants 1.7. Still has the gold thunderclap. What the heck? Look at that 5-star shooting. That must have been like what the coaches were working on with him, because everything else is down. He's got a shot, and that is it. But you know what I'm thinking, guys? We do have young defensemen coming up. Tony Yushkov here wants a 6-year deal. Is there still going to be room for him when we're competing? Or should we just, you know, sign Dougie Hamilton here with that shot for fun, play him 2nd pairing with Pedersen, let him, you know, see what happens. I'll sign him 1 year, $2 million. Maybe we can score a bunch of goals. And I feel like we got to try and sign Clayton Keller here. We'll enter negotiation. Can we charm him? It's a fail. So what's a 6-year deal? 13.5. We're going to have money because, like, obviously when Sid, Malkin leave, that's basically 13 million right there. Try increasing it 500K, so it's still below 14. I would give him a full no move. I feel like he's a good enough player. He also wants to play on line 1, which we can make happen. Now the contract still isn't full, so I guess we could add another, like, 500K. 14.4, it's still, like, not quite there, but I mean, again, you got to try and sign a superstar like this when they're available, especially 29 years old. Like, you know, he's not going to be too old or whatever by the time we are competing. And now goaltenders here, guys. Andre Vasilevsky is available. 89 overall, still at 33. Blomqvist went to free... Oh, no, he's an RFA. Okay, so I traded him because I wasn't sure. And you can't check at the trade deadline if they're going to be an RFA or UFA. And another former goalie of ours right there, Tristan Shari below him. He's actually up to an 86. He wants $7 million. Bjarnson, 1.2. RFA at least. Montembeau, pretty cheap, 1.9. Vamelka, 800K. If we needed a backup, could easily get one. 2-way goalies here, no elites. Obviously, you got to check, though. Brendan Offman, 25.80. Definitely try and sign him here. 3 years, iron, 75K. Instant accept. Let's go. He could actually make the NHL team. Amadeus Lombardi here was with the Wings. High top 9. I'll give him a contract just to help out AHL. I sorted the 2-way players by physical, guys. Jack Mateer here. 5-star physical. 95 aggressiveness, strength. 93 body check. He's also got 91 shot block. 93 stick check. Defensive awareness only being an 80 is not amazing, but in terms of an AHL player, this guy could be an absolute beast. So try and get him insta accept. There we go. And I sorted by defensive stats. Boltman here, 80-70 awareness, 85 shot block, 90 stick check. That is a really good, I mean, could even be an NHL bottom pair guy. Worst case, though. Definitely helping out the AHL. And the Blues have Dalibor Dvorsky here available, guys. 23-83, $2 million. Do we try and steal him here? He's got no interest in a 4-year deal, which is how many years we have left, but 3, he is quite interested. And offering up 2.475, that's the max I can offer, while only having to give up a 3rd round pick. We'll see. Hopefully the Blues are strapped for cash here, especially with, having to sign Blomqvist for $10 million. And actually, look at this. Zachary Leroux, 25 years old, 8th year overall, is a UFA, not an RFA. Power forward here. Could play center, could play wing. 1 year he wants 1.2. 2 years he wants 900K. I'm gonna give him 1.2 for 2. I mean, he's definitely good enough. We have the money. 33% more than he's asking for if you go by 900K, and didn't instant accept. And look at this, guys. We have a tough decision to make. Boston offering us a 3rd round pick for Chris Letang. This one's tough, guys. Honestly, Chris Letang, 80 overall, is definitely, I'd rather have the 3rd round pick. But I just realized, like, he's part of that Capsy group. Sit with the C, Malkin and him with the A's. Let's just let them ride it out. Like, honestly, who cares? I think that's just more fun than getting a 3rd round pick that'll probably end up being nothing. And there we go, guys. Zachary Leroux accepted the offer. Dougie Hamilton as well. I'm curious to see what he's going to do with that gold thunderclap. Clayton Keller. Okay, so this is going to be a fun team. Dvorsky accepted as of now as well. Again, we're doing a fast rebuild. Sharks are offering us a much worse offer than the Bruins. I don't even look at that. The Bruins, like, the 3rd round pick to move Letang was actually, considering it. Waiting to hear back still from the Blues in regards to Dvorsky. They matched it. Okay, unfortunately didn't get him, but, worth a try. Wow. Sharks want Pettersson and Letang, giving up 2 seconds. Think we got to say bye to Letang, guys. Pettersson as well, 2 second rounders. We got some, 79s coming up. Quinn Hughes can take over the A for Letang. I'm saying yes. The 2 seconds, that's just too good. And look at this, guys. Even after signing Clayton Keller, we still got $14 million in cap space. Like, that's crazy. We could literally sign Josh Morrissey. And now looking around the league here, guys, trying to make a trade for defenseman. I noticed that Quinn Hughes has max trade value, which, I mean, you'd expect for a 97 overall D-man. Also, too, only our top 3 players, Hughes, Keller, DeBrincat, actually have clauses on them, which is pretty good because, I mean, the old guys were not trade anyways, but it's still nice to know everyone else is, fair game. And now looking around the league here, guys, some interesting things. Montreal Canadiens have Demidov on the trade block along with Joshua, Ethan Gauthier because they're at the max salary cap. Also, too, look at the Devils. They got Meyer and Bratt there, plus Binnington's joined the team. And then look at this. Vancouver, JT Miller, Jake DeBrusk, and Brock Besser. Now, I'm looking for a decent defenseman here. Can help us out who isn't too expensive. All right, guys, so right here trying to get a trade with the Red Wings to get Sandin Pellikka. I feel like he could run our second power play. Right-handed, 23 years old, 8th year overall. Offensive defenseman. Obviously, like I said, kind of something we're looking for after, losing Carlson Letang. Radulov, elite potential goalie. Morozov, first line center AHL. And then Pickering, honestly, they're starting to look like a bust. 24.78. Medium top 4 still, but doesn't have a lot of years left. And I definitely feel fine giving up Radulov, as we already have Ivan Kovic, but also to Avery here, already a 70 at 20 years old. He's elite potential. He's looking like he could actually be a really good player. So the value's on our side. We'll see what the Wings say. Trades rejected. Do we add a second to this? I think we probably do. They have the Winnipeg Jets not being great. I don't know how we're going to do. I guess if we are, not trying to be great, maybe it makes sense to trade away the Sharks pick. So Radulov, Morozov, Pickering, and a second for Sandin Pellikka. It seems like a lot to give up, but he's also on a really good contract, $2.3 million. And they say we're a bit off in value. I'll throw in Boltman there. It's just like an AHL defenseman. Maybe that is the bit that they want. And there we go. Okay, so hopefully that pays off for us. And we're about to start our next season here, guys. Vegas offering us Nicholas Hague for O'Reilly and Zubov. I'm going to say no because I feel like, again, we're trying to kind of be bad this year, at least be in the lottery conversation, unless, I don't know, we somehow surprise ourselves and actually go on a run. So I'm curious to see, what does the coach think we're going to do this season? Looking at our team, he thinks playoffs. Alrighty. I mean, it looks like I have to agree. I assume we lose something if we don't make it, but I saw, like, if I disagree, we immediately lose something, so you might as well just risk it. And I heard someone say 5v5 focused here is like the OP coach conversation, because you lose a bit of speed, but offensive and defensive awareness matter a lot more in the sim than speed. So I normally go with team bonding, but we'll try this out and see, like, how much it affects our growth. Wow. The Devils are offering us Jesper Bratt for Hurdle there as a defenseman, Zubov, Brunick. Interesting. Very, very interesting. The Devils obviously didn't do good last year, but they did get the 3rd overall pick. He's 88 overall. They're at 30. I feel like he kind of gives us what DeBrincat does, but he's a little bit older. And we have the young guys coming up. What's he making? 7.8 is not that bad. I'm going to say no because it doesn't really fit what we're doing. I think in 2 years, I'd say yes to that, but I'll show you guys what the team is looking like. Like I said, it's definitely a wild card year for sure. I was really surprised, honestly, the coach thinks we are going to make the playoffs. So I'll show you guys the lines here. Obviously, we do have a really good goalie. We got Quinn Hughes. Anything could happen. We got Sid still. So first line, you got DeBrincat, Crosby, Keller, +1 rating. You got Kakko, who's got the born leader X Factor now, playing with Malkin and McGroarty. They get a +2. Third line here's a bit of a young gun line. Othman, 25 is the oldest player, playing with Desnoyers there, and Elian. He's making the jump to NHL. Fourth line here, Samuel Riley also gets the call-up, playing with Kadri there and LaRue. Even though LaRue is a bit higher rated, he's got the third line checking role. More of a, physical guy there. Off the stats are kind of meh. Also, he's got 54 discipline, 95 aggressiveness. I think I might have done that after that one clip of him, I think, two-handing somebody in the queue. So hopefully it doesn't hurt us too much. Top D pair still Quinn Hughes there with Hensler. We got Sandy Pellick on the second with Gustafsson. And then the bottom pair here is Hamilton and Benning. Benning, of course, won that one AHL award, so he's getting called up. Hamilton's just there for the shot. And, of course, Ivan Kovic still our starter. Akhtiamov there is his backup. 85 overall. He's got 1 year left at $1 million. Could probably trade him maybe at the deadline if we're not doing too good. Ivan Kovic obviously is our goalie of the future. Also, I should point out Fleury down to a 70 overall. Why did this guy not just retire? Go out with a Stanley Cup. Why do you have to come back? Come on. AHL-wise, Grieva twins there with Topita. We drafted this dude 5th round 2025. Look at that shot. Already up to a 79 overall. He's got lowly potential. I'm expecting big things from him. After that, a lot of high 70s. Tanner Howe could make it. This Murtaugh guy, definitely a future bomb sixer for us. PK as well. 90 awareness already. Looking like an absolute two-way beast. Defensively, Andre's actually 80 already. Playing with Brunick there, 79 on the top pair. AHL defense is looking pretty good. And then goalie-wise, Mlota there, 79. Avery backing up, 72, has elite potential. So, honestly, excited to see how both these teams do. AHL team, should be in the playoffs. I also got them a new head coach this summer. I think I forgot to point that out. And then, of course, NHL teams just, such a different look. And then, like I said, guys, your captaincy, Quinn Hughes there, taking over the A from Chris Letang. To end the episode here, guys, I'll show you the ratings. Also, we actually have 3 zone abilities now, although Dougie Hamilton being a 79 and having one is definitely jokes. We got 90 offense there, only 84 defense, and then 94 goaltending. Should be a fun season. If you guys enjoyed the episode, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that sub button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.